Okay, so quiz A, problem 3. These were like the meatiest problems. These are the most important problems on the quiz. A lot of students actually had a lot of trouble with this one. You got credit. Some students were able to solve A in their head, but a lot of students were just not even sure how to solve this one. So I'm going to walk through how to solve each of these. But you also got more points and more communication if you were able to show your simplifying steps than if you weren't. But if you were able to solve it in your head, that's fine. What I would do here is I would look at it and go, well, I know my first simplifying step is to do keep, change, change. So I'm going to do that, keep, change that to plus -4. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is the distributive property. So there is no distributive property here. I can't do it, so I skip that. There's no like terms to combine. I can't combine 3m plus -4, and I can't combine 20 with anything. So the next thing that I would do is I would think about removing balance sets. So that would be my first step. I can remove a balance set. I'm going to add 4 to this side to get rid of 4, to get rid of the -4. And the reason I'm doing that is, if we remember, my goal is to get m all by itself. So if I want to get rid of -4, the way I do it is I add 4 to that. And that will just leave me with 3m on this side. But if I add 4 to one side, remember this also works like a seesaw or a teeter-totter. If I add 4 over here, I need to add 4 to the other side to keep it even. So if they were equal before and I add 4 to one side, they won't be equal. But if I add 4 to both sides, they will still be equal. So now 3m has to be equal to 24. And so now I have 3m equals 24. I know that if I have 3 m's and all of them together are equal to 24, then I need to get rid of this 3 by doing, I know that if 3 m's are equal to 24, then 1m is going to be equal to 8. I can do that math in my head, but if I wanted to show my work, show my simplifying steps, I would show that I divided this side by 3, and I would divide this side by 3. A lot of students would miss things here because they were subtracting 3, but I divide by 3 instead of adding or subtracting, because this 3 is being multiplied. This means 3 times m, and so I do the opposite of that, which is division. So I divide by 3 to give me 1m, and then if 3m's equals 24, then 1m, if I divide 3m's by 3, I have to divide the other side by 3, and I would get 1m is equal to 8. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So this should be my answer. And if I was going to check my work, and this is what a lot of students did to show their work, but they didn't simplify, is they just said, well, 3 times 8, they took their answer and they put it up in the original problem, minus 4 equals 20. And then they said, well, 3 times 8 is 24, which is true, minus 4, which equals 20. That's great. And so 24 minus 4 equals 20, and that does in fact equal 20. So they did all this work, but they usually didn't show this bottom line. But they're not manipulating the expressions. They're not coming up with equivalencies. They're just plugging in the answer after they solve it in their head. And that does not work when the math gets more complicated. So we need to practice this part. Anyways, that's how we do this math.